Welcome to The Coffee Grind by the Denton Chamber of Commerce, powered in part by Classic of Denton.
Good morning, Denton. It is 10 a.m. on Wednesday, February 28th. My name is Travis Vaselka. I'm the Director of Membership and Marketing for the Denton Chamber of Commerce, and my co-host with me today is...
Good morning. My name is Randy Skinner, and I serve as a member for the Denton Chamber of Commerce representing Denton County Friends of the Family. And I actually get to serve as the chair of the Membership and Marketing Committee for the Chamber. So
many hats you get to wear.
So many hats. I get to work with Travis all the time. I love it.
We get to work together. We get to volunteer together.
We do.
We get to hang out together.
Eat cheese and
wine.
Cheese and wine together.
I love it.
We
It
need
makes
to
for
do
a
that
match.
soon. Yeah.
Indeed. So you're watching the Chamber Coffee Grind, and we're recording live from the DentonRadio.com studio in the Discover Denton Welcome Center here on the downtown Denton Square. We are here to keep you up to date with what's happening in the business community. We're going to highlight some featured initiatives and events from the Chamber of Commerce. But today we have a special guest on from Tejas Storytelling Association and the upcoming Texas Storytelling Festival, Miss Elizabeth Ellis. Thank you for joining us.
Oh, glad to be here.
Thank you.
So let's just dive right in. What is the Tejas Storytelling Association, and
Give us the lowdown.
What is the Texas Storytelling Festival?
The Tejas Storytelling Association is a membership organization of storytellers and story lovers, many of whom use story in their professions. Teachers, attorneys, ministers, grandparents, all kinds of people who use storytelling in one way or another. And the Texas Festival is intended to give people the opportunity to experience the art form at its highest level.
That's awesome.
To model great storytelling of all kinds, and to provide some educational opportunities for people if they want to become better at storytelling.
So tell us. You go.
Go ahead.
Okay. I want to know more about this membership base that you have. So I found it very interesting that you mentioned it's really people utilizing it in their business, like in their everyday lives. So like attorneys and ministers and teachers. So how would one become involved, and kind of what is the requirement or I don't know, skill set? Like that's so interesting just to know that kind of everyone is
no former experience necessary, just a love of story.
We're qualified.
Nice.
Or a recognition of its importance.
Okay.
Many people are involved in our organization because they love to listen to stories or because they value storytelling as an art form.
That's really neat.
Not just people who, but a lot of our members are people who use, if you think about how many people utilize storytelling in their work,
Sure.
that gives you a real broad base right there. And to become a member, all you have to do is express an interest in becoming a member and pay your dues.
Okay.
You're
How
an
much are dues?
Official member. I believe they're $35 a year.
That seems affordable
I think that's right.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's correct.
That's so cool. I mean, it's so relevant. I'm in marketing, and so storytelling
It's all
is
about
such a
telling a
huge
story.
component.
Telling the story of whatever you're telling, the story of Denton's brand right now.
Yes.
That's what you are doing.
And the
is-
chamber
is,
brand,
right,
yes.
the chamber brand. Yeah. So everyone uses storytelling every day. Every time you tell somebody about something that happened when they weren't here, you're telling them a story. And we use it every day without thinking about it. It's the most common art form, and probably the grandmother of all other art forms.
That's a beautiful way to think about
I love that.
I love that. So you yourself are a storyteller,
I am.
and what does that entail?
For me, I'm a freelance professional storyteller. I travel all around the United States, telling stories at festivals and at universities, at conferences, at schools, libraries, churches, pretty much any place people are interested in having a good story.
Have story will travel.
Have story will travel.
Oh my gosh,
How
that's
did you
awesome.
first get involved?
Well, I used to work for Dallas Public Library, and storytelling was the part of my job I liked the best. Some days it was the only part I liked. And I tried to find more and more ways to spend time telling stories and less time filing catalog cards. Should have stuck with it. Don't have to file catalog cards anymore. The computer does that automatically now. We spend a lot of time doing things that
You were
the
a woman
computer
before your time.
that the computer can do. But I went to the National Storytelling Festival and saw all these people who made their living as tellers and went, I could do that. So I decided I would take a year's leave of absence and try it out. And that was 40 years ago.
Oh, gosh. I was
Never
about
stopped.
to ask, when did that happen?
What now?
I was about to ask, when did that happen?
In 1979.
Oh, man.
Wow.
So I'm coming up on my 40th year.
That's
well,
awesome.
congratulations.
Thanks.
That's really exciting to see that you found your passion and you just dove right in.
The festival is not quite as old as that. I
Sure.
believe this is our 33rd annual festival.
And where is it held? So tell us
It's-
more about the details. How do
It's-
we get there?
The convention center, which is
Okay.
on Bell at McKinney. Almost all the activities happen either in the convention center, the public library, or the women's building.
Oh.
That sort of
Oh, so
triangle.
it's just in a
We've
walking
kind of
distance.
outgrown just using the civic center. So the children's activities are all in the public library, and many of the workshops and small performance venues are in the women's building.
So how many people usually come out for the event?
I'm not good at that.
A
but
lot.
By the time the weekend is over, probably for either one-day tickets or there's a core group that's going to come
Sure.
and spend the whole weekend.
Right.
But there will be people who just come to Ghost Stories or just come to Sacred Tales or just come for a workshop. About 1,000 people or so by the time the weekend is
Not bad.
over.
Wow.
So
Sounds like fun.
Saturday evenings are usually our biggest crowd. We usually have about 300, 350 in the audience.
Nice.
That's a good crowd.
So it is. It's a pretty good-sized crowd.
So how would one get tickets?
Well, you could buy them at the door of the
Okay,
Civic
that's
Center.
good to know.
Go to our website. Just type in Texas Storytelling Festival. We'll jump right up, and it'll give you all the details and all the ticket prices. And you could buy, at this point, there's not much point in trying to buy them ahead of time since we're just about a week away. You could just buy them at the door. One of the things I want to make sure that people here in Denton understand is you don't have to come for the whole weekend.
Oh, sure.
Go on Friday night or Saturday night just like you were going to the theater or to the movies. The evening concerts are $10. Try it on for size and see if you like it. A lot of people start that way and they end up coming for the whole weekend. If investing your $10 is a little too scary, the Sunday morning things are free and open to the public.
Neat.
The Sacred Tales and the concert of featured tellers that follows it give people the opportunity to experience what the festival's like. See, to a lot of people, storytelling for adults sounds a little weird.
Or awesome. I don't know.
Well,
was gonna say.
it's hard to get people to come to the first event. Once they come, they almost always want to come back.
Right.
But getting them to that first event is hard. So we try to. I'm sorry. Thursday night ghost stories are free as well.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
nice.
The way we do that, we start with the little kids in mind
Sure.
and get progressively scarier as the evening wears on.
Oh, so they can
that
just dip out.
They can go to bed.
parents can decide when it's appropriate to take their children home.
Oh, sure.
That seems to be a way that works very well. We want to give people, the adults, what they want. We want to scare the socks off of them. But we don't want to do that when the little tiny people are there. So mostly they start with those kind of funny, scary stories
awesome.
Right.
that you probably remember from your own childhood.
Yes.
And then we work up to the ones that deal with, the rats in the coffin and those kinds of
I'm going to
things.
have to dip out with the kids.
Oh, yeah.
Makes me think of my nephew Ryder. He's 10, and so he went to see the new Ghostbusters, but it was a little scary for him, so much to the point that he was eating his burger, and like at the very beginning, there's like a really scary part. The burger drops out of his hands and drops to the floor, and his dad looks over at him, and he's just
man.
like standing here like in fear. So I feel like Ryder and I's scare level is very
About
much
the
the
same,
same.
right.
So maybe I should take him to
If it
that
had
one.
a what is a MPAA
Like
rating, it'd be on the
meter.
PG.
Yeah, I'm like I'm the one that closes my eyes when they're doing the previews.
I've seen it.
and-
I've seen a number of movies through my fingers.
Yes.
you know,
gosh.
Yeah.
so I understand that.
Well, it sounds like there's such a diverse, diverse option.
Start on next Thursday,
Okay.
not tomorrow, but a week from Thursday.
nobody
the
will be
8th.
there tomorrow,
Right,
y'all.
nobody will be there tomorrow. There might be people there, but it won't be us.
They're camping out
So,
for the event a week ahead.
With Ghost Stories. Friday, we go all day with workshops, with we're bringing in 4 featured tellers from around the United States. We want to give people the opportunity to hear some of the best in America. But we always focus on at least one Texas teller because we think ours are as good as anybody.
Well,
Heck
of
yeah.
course.
This year it's Tim Tingle, who's a Native American teller and one of the best in the United States,
neat.
and a
Awesome.
Texan.
All right.
Nice.
We're bringing Adam Booth from Appalachia, Laura Packer, who tells original stories that tend toward fantasy and science fiction,
Nice.
and Beth Horner, who is kind of the kid sister that everybody wished they had.
I love that.
For very, very different kinds of people. We have the story Slam, which is a contest
Okay.
of 5-minute true stories, kind of like The Moth, if you know about The Moth.
What is the moth?
I don't know.
The Moth is a kind of storytelling that's really popular with young people right now.
Okay.
And
Okay.
it's usually held someplace where there's alcohol.
Oh, sure.
And people dress up for it. And it's all true stories and very short, and it's a competition.
Interesting.
I
It
love
kinda
this
makes
whole
me think
concept.
of
People
like a poetry jam or something
Exactly,
like
like a
Like
poetry
something
slam.
like that,
exactly. People
And a
are
snap.
chosen from
Do
the
you get to
audience
that?
to be the judges,
Uh-huh.
and it's a competition.
Well, that
When
sounds
is
fun.
that?
That's on Saturday
That sounds
afternoon. We also
really
have
cool.
a liars contest, which is the bigger the better. You know,
Bigger
real
the
whoppers.
lie.
Big fish story. type
Right,
of thing.
big. Well, it's remarkable what kinds of things people can find to exaggerate.
Oh, sure.
One
Okay.
of my favorites from years past was a woman who entered her dogs in the Louisiana Iditarod.
Oh, okay.
Her toy poodles won the Louisiana Iditarod. You get
I can
the
see
idea.
how somebody could
get
fall
the
into this
idea,
and be like,
just-
wow,
yeah.
that's an amazing
That's
story.
Like
incredible.
most tall tales, they begin really believable, and if they're well told, you don't really realize when the
When did
to
it
it.
happen?
right when the rug got joked out from under
Right.
you. You know, it's like, how did we get here?
I'm trying to
Yeah.
figure out like what the Iditarod in Louisiana would be, like Baton Rouge to New Orleans
Right,
or something.
Exactly, and there were all kinds of obstacles, and I mean, she had poured her heart into it.
Oh, my
Some
gosh.
people, of our
Had to
people will
round
work
about the
all
swamps.
year on their tall tale that they're going to use
That
for
is
competition.
so
'Cause
fun.
you get bragging rights
Of
and
course.
sometimes prizes. I think we have prizes this year. They're modest, but everybody loves bragging rights.
Sure, why
course.
not?
Your mom told you that lying never will pay off, but boy, was she wrong.
Well, in the old days, if you looked at the Denton Courthouse, what you would find around the courthouse were benches, and on the benches would be the Whitland and Spittin' bunch.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
And so it really is a folk tradition that harks back to those guys,
Wow.
you know, who tried to. It's lying for competition, for entertainment. People try to outdo one another, and it's really a lot of fun. It's
So
one of the
interesting.
best parts of the festival.
Yes, I can attest to it. Have you ever been to a storytelling festival?
I haven't. Now I have heard, I cannot remember her name, but one of the Texas storytellers, I think 2 years ago, came and spoke at our Rotary.
Wonderful.
And that was when I first learned about storytelling and
As an
this
art
whole
form
concept. And I was very entertained, engaged. And,
Wonderful.
you know, kind of when you first see it, I feel like I can relate to this. Like, you know, I don't know if I would want to go to that.
Right.
But, man, it's incredible. It really
we
is an
hope
art
you'll
form.
come this year.
I would, yes.
We'd
Well, I
be
have to
looking
bring my
for you.
nephew to the ghost night. Like,
Absolutely.
clearly.
Thursday night.
Yes.
Yeah. What'd you say his name is?
Writer.
Ryder.
Yes.
So when I was in, I want to say junior high or high school. No, junior high. A friend of mine was very much into storytelling.
Oh, how
And there was a
cool.
festival nearby, and it involved like, let's all get into a car and let's go to this thing that we didn't know anything about.
Sure.
And sure enough, you get into one of the tents and everybody's sitting around, and not everybody's like this, but there were like hay bales and things like
Right.
that. So we're sitting there, and of course they're just in quick succession. And we heard a woman tell stories from Africa, which were enthralling.
Wow.
We heard somebody do Old English or Middle English. Who was that guy? Wrote a bunch of tales. Canterbury Tales.
Canterbury.
Oh, sure.
Chaucer.
Chaucer. So
There you go.
they did one of Chaucer speaking in Chaucer's English. So which
Wow.
sounds just enough different, but you're like, oh, well, okay. That's
Interesting.
What
cool.
Middle English sounds like.
Yes.
Yes.
To a basically a foreign ear. But it was just interesting things.
That's
so
really cool.
it's not what you think it is.
A wide variety of things.
Oh, yeah.
You know, family story, tall tale,
Mm-hmm.
ghost story, just a wide variety of different kinds of narrative.
Something for everyone.
Something,
love
absolutely
that.
something for everyone. I believe this year we're having 9 workshops.
Okay.
I think that's right. On
That's awesome.
everything
I want to go to a
from
liar's
how-
workshop.
Right?
right.
Yeah.
Well, there's a workshop on crafting your winning 5-minute story slam story.
Cool.
Is
Oh,
one of the,
cool.
Is one of the workshops. Tim Tingle's doing a workshop for beginning tellers to try to increase their confidence and their repertoire.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like the old Babel school where everyone's going to be talking at once, because he's a firm believer that people learn to tell by telling.
Of course.
Oh, sure.
It's a skill-based thing. So the best way to do, it's like baking a cake. You can read a bunch of books, but you don't really know much about it until you actually try to
Right.
bake
To do
a
it.
cake.
Practical
so,
application.
practical application. That's the way a skill set is. And on Sunday morning, there's Sacred Tales. We'll be setting up a labyrinth.
Oh, gosh.
For people, if they would like to come early and walk the labyrinth before the Sacred Tales.
like a meditative labyrinth.
A meditative
Ah,
labyrinth.
Gotcha.
Wow.
We have, we don't have it. We borrow. I should be more honest. It is canvas, and we can lay it out on the floor of the Civic Center. It hooks together with Velcro. It comes in 4 pieces, and you can hook it together. And a lot of people enjoy walking it before they come to hear the Sacred Tales. There's a master class that goes on Saturday morning for those who are serious about their storytelling work, people who may make some or all of their living as tellers. We have olios, and that's a vaudeville term.
What is that?
OLIO is a vaudeville term. See if this music sounds familiar to you. Da 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 da. That's oleo music. At the beginning
Totally.
I
I
love
no
it.
idea.
at the beginning of a vaudeville show, each person in the show came out and did a little of their shtick.
Yes.
And showed people what it was going to be about.
Sure.
So storytellers are mostly people you never heard of, even the famous ones. That's sort of an oxymoronic expression, like Jumbo Shrimp, famous storyteller, and it gives people a chance to have a sample of the different tellers and their styles, and then that may give you a better idea of how you want to plan to spend your time. Because on a piece of paper, Adam Booth is from West Virginia, and he tells Appalachian Mountain stories. That may not sound terribly appealing, but when you hear Adam tell, he's one of the most creative people I've ever met in my life. And you think, I didn't know that was what it's going to be like.
Sure.
Or you get to hear Tim Tingle tell Choctaw tales or things from Choctaw history, which he's very well known for telling. You may feel really on a piece of paper, yeah, okay, Trail of Tears. But when you hear him tell about the Trail of Tears, you may decide you want to redo how you're going to spend your time. So oleo is an expression that comes from vaudeville, and it means a round robin.
A round robin.
A round
Nice.
robin, basically. And so we begin and end. There'll be one on Friday morning of all 4 tellers, and there'll be one on Sunday to say goodbye to each of the tellers.
That's a fun way to do
Yeah.
something.
We need to come up with an oleo for the coffee
Yes, we do.
grind. We're going to work on that.
We keep
Exactly.
talking about getting theme music, but
Yeah.
clearly we need
Maybe
to have an
it
oleo.
just needs to be da 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 da, and then you talk while I do it, and then it's a good.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I was told that
man.
I was going to get a story for coming, so I was hoping that you were going to share with us. I don't know if it would be your oleo, but
I'll tell
story.
a really, really short one.
Okay,
Sure.
I'm ready. Everyone, pull up your seats.
I was backing out of my mother's driveway in Kentucky. It had been a particularly frustrating week to be with her. I turned to my daughter, my grown woman daughter, and I said, "When I am old, I am not going to be that hard to get along with." To which she replied, "Then you should get some practice now, Mom."
Oh, that's awesome.
Didn't.
You
So,
can always count on your children to bring you back down to earth.
right. Well, that's awesome.
It's gonna
I've
be
had
a blast, you guys. I'm
is.
so excited.
It's about as much fun as you can have with your clothes on.
I don't know if that goes outside what you signed, Elizabeth.
I love this.
Let's
thought
keep it
was
going.
Okay. I'm an old lady. I can say things like that.
Elizabeth is
man.
gonna come on every Wednesday.
Yes, I could listen to you talk to me about things every week.
I know. We need to invite her to our wine and cheese night, obviously.
Well, I'd be glad to come. Let
I
me know when
mean-
you want me.
I had no idea that I needed to add a storyteller into my close group of friends because it is so interesting to hear your experience, to hear really the art form that is storytelling. So I'm really grateful that you've taken time to come on and share this with all of Denton.
Thank you.
I am really grateful for all of the support that Denton has given to the storytelling
Way to go,
community
Denton.
over the years. They have made us welcome and made a home here, and we have done our best to fill up their hotel rooms to show them how much we appreciate it.
Yes, that's awesome.
That's awesome.
Oh, well, thank
Okay,
you.
so what's the date again? Let's.
The 8th through the 11th.
Okay. Tickets at the door.
Tickets at the door.
All right.
Next
all of you are going to be
Thursday,
there.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Okay.
Awesome.
We have to figure out when we're going to go. I really think
Yes.
we need to go.
Indeed. So thank you very much. Appreciate it, Elizabeth.
Yes.
So now we're going to talk about some of the goings on with the Chamber of Commerce and the business community.
Goings on.
This really is going to be a thing, isn't it?
Oh, I'm told. Okay, I have to ask one more question. Is the oleo? Is the music just that one tune, or are they all different tunes?
No, there
We can-
really isn't any tune at all. It's just I was trying
Oh,
to help.
I thought there was a tune.
No.
Dang
Just coming
it.
out to
That's
show.
the tune that they always used in vaudeville for the oleo.
Oh, I'm tracking with you. We're going to have tunes
We'll have
for
some
our
people
oleos.
who play music, but it won't be that song.
I'm going to
Oh,
do some
gosh.
Googling when I leave here, y'all.
Yeah.
I need
Different
to learn
samples.
more about this.
All right, so we've got some ribbon cuttings coming up. First up, we've got Dr. Surprise Natural Methods. She's having her ribbon cutting on March 5th. This is Dr. Wani Surprise.
The best name ever.
And that is her real name, yes. So Monday, March 5th, starting at noon. That'll be at 2430 South I-35E in Suite 218. So just right off the highway. And then we've got Andy B's Entertainment and Bowling Centers having a groundbreaking and a ribbon cutting. So if you're not familiar, Andy B's is this bowling center. They've got different games. I think there's maybe laser tag, all kinds of things. And they are opening a location in Denton at the Razor Ranch Town Center location.
Isn't it by the Embassy Suites Convention Center?
It'll be right in front of Embassy,
Okay.
well, to the side of Embassy Suites, and then right next to Alamo Draft House.
Woohoo.
So they haven't started construction, but they're going to be doing a groundbreaking. So we'll have like the golden shovels and the ceremonial foot in digging thing.
That'll be fun.
So I'm going to give you an address. It's 2600 Panhandle Street, but this is not a real address yet. So you'll find it by going to...
You'll wander around and look for the group of people.
You'll find it by going to the area where Embassy Suites is, and we'll have some things available so that you can see where we're going to be holding this. Again, March 5th, that'll be at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Hopefully it'll be a nice day with weather. Again, Andy B's. And then we've got NTX Roofing. They have...
shout out to Wendy Chance.
Yes, and Abraham.
Abraham.
So we've got that on March 8th, starting at 4 o'clock. That'll be a Thursday. That'll be 3821 Market Street, Suite 125. They're doing ribbon cutting, and I think it's to commemorate like their big new facility.
Oh, cool.
So that's exciting.
That's exciting.
And then we've got chamber events that are coming up. So these are things that the Chamber of Commerce itself is putting on. We have a member orientation that'll be March 9th. That'll be 11 o'clock at Spring Hill Suites.
This is where you can come and learn how to utilize the chamber system, all your benefits, right?
Yes, so it's like how to chamber. We'll go over the organizational structure. We'll go over opportunities for you to be involved with volunteering, with committees, with the lead delegates. It's kind of our ambassador program. There's all kinds of information that we can go over. Bring your questions. We always like to answer those.
Is this only, so I'm going to go rogue. So this is for current new members. If somebody was interested in being a member, would they be the right fit to come to this, or no? It's like this is
a little more geared towards
current
new
members.
But
scratch that, only members, y'all.
But if you are interested, we could certainly have you with us. You just have to register in advance.
Special exception brought to you by the Coffee Grind.
Wink. So that'll be Friday, March 9th, starting at 11. And then following that, we have our business networking lunch. Each of these are separate events. You'll have to register for either one. But that'll be at 11:45. So following the orientation, same location, same room, just a different group of people. That'll be starting at 11:45, and we run to 1. The guest speaker is Mentor Denton.
Cool.
So we're going to be talking about how that program can can pair you up with a student, or you can give your time in various different ways through Mentor Denton. And so that'll be really fun. And as business folk, it's always nice to give back to our educational community, because that's where the working talent will be coming from. We have our 109th annual banquet and awards dinner coming up on March 22nd. That starts at 5:30 with a little bit of a cocktail reception. We have live auction going on that evening. We also have a silent auction with what's going to be like tons of really cool little packaged up items, and we'll have a seated dinner. So
and if your business wants to donate an item for the silent auction, I'm pretty sure we're still accepting them. And so Rick Wick is heading that effort up,
and Carol Ann Simmons.
And Carol Ann Simmons. So y'all, we'll just somebody like 2 to 3 of you donate a basket so that I can tell Rick that I did my part, and Carol Ann, like, help me out here.
Everyone's due diligence.
And
I want to give a quick shout out to our event supporters for the annual banquet.
Yes.
So we have platinum sponsors.
I'll applaud as you do.
Thank you. So we have Independent Bank, and we have ServPro, and we have Texas Health Presbyterian Hospital. And those three have supported this event to help make it possible. And just want to give a quick shout out as a thank you to them.
Thank y'all so much.
And then, last but not least, in the month of March, on March 29th, it'll be the last Thursday of the month. Starting at 5, we have our membership mixer for the month, and we'll have that at Milpa, and it's co-sponsored by Fraser Properties and Mar Properties. So the two of them have gotten together and wanted to host everybody there. So
awesome.
Please register in advance so that we know how many to expect to attend. Again, Thursday, March 29th at 5 at Milpa Kitchen and Cantina. And then I wanted to make a special mention of the Denton Chamber of Commerce's 5K. It's called the Denton Means Business 5K and Fun Run. This will be the 3rd year that we've had it put on, and we're doing this on April 7th, starting at 8:30 in the morning. It's a Saturday, that's why. And it'll be a 5K over at Apogee Stadium. You'll begin and end on the football field underneath the
up
big blow-up
on the screen this year?
It'll be up on the screen.
Y'all, that's so cool.
We have early bird registrations that are ending today at $25, and then regular registration begins for the entire month of March for just $30. So we're trying to kind of incentivize folk to get those early bird specials, but it's only $5 more.
You really weren't helping your early bird cause. You're like, it's only $5. There's really no point.
But indeed, thank you for pointing that out. I appreciate it. So we've got group registrations, which can get you a $25 fee as well if you have 5 people or more to participate. And that comes with a timing chip, a T-shirt, the bib, and a bunch of goodies from all of the vendors that will be in attendance as well.
It's really fun family event too. I know, like last year I saw I don't know if I made it last year, but the year before for sure, tons of moms with like strollers, like groups of I feel like Angelica's daughter came out with like her volleyball team. Mm-hmm. So like if you have a Girl Scout troop or like any kiddos, it's so family friendly and it's easy.
Yeah, it's a fun event to go to.
Saturday morning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So 5K generally takes about 45 minutes at the most, really, to run. We'll also have medals for the top finishers in each age group and the top 3 male and females overall.
Awesome.
So if you won the 5K, you'll get recognition for winning the 5K.
Does the last person that comes in also get a medal? Because if that's the case, I will be coming.
We haven't included that for finishers.
Let's work on that.
Certainly something to keep in mind for the future.
I once got a T-shirt for getting last place in trivia.
That's awesome. So few people
I don't
can
know
claim
if that's
that.
awesome, but I feel like I shouldn't claim that as like an accomplishment. But believe it or not, that story comes up more often than it probably should. So. Okay, are we on community?
Yes,
then?
if you would like to talk about what's coming up with the members.
Yes, so members, a benefit that you have is to be able to post your upcoming events and opportunities through the Chamber website, and you can go to denton-chamber.com or .org to see all of these events. So first and foremost, we have a health and wellness fair that is being brought to us by Smile Workshop. Joanna Sanchez is heading it up, and that will be on March 3rd. At their location, 1719 South Loop 288. And they're going to be doing dental, vision, blood pressure checks, a whole shebang. Another family, y'all, they're going to have carnival games. And a petting zoo and snow cones.
Holy cow.
That's pretty cool. Good job. Okay, Denton ISD has the Adopt a School Growth Tour coming up on March 6th. And last year, you toured Denton ISD's newest high school, Braswell High. And this year, they're going to the newest school on 380 and the 8th middle school, Rodriguez Middle School. So you also get an update on all of the schools, the next elementary in Union Park, all the updates. So go support Denton ISD and learn more about what's coming up. That's going to be March 6th, 8:45. They're going to do a couple of breakfast bites if you get there on time. All right, next. This is a really cool name. It's called Rare Opportunities in Denton, which great subject line, my friend. And Mr. Nadaba, and I'm going to butcher his last name. Mr. Nadaba is doing an opportunity for you to learn more about buying a business, buying a franchise, and how you can, so evaluating business models and responsibilities and learning more about franchising. So if you are interested in learning more about like the concept of franchising, this would be a great opportunity. He specifically is going to focus on auto repair and maintenance industry, although my guess is that a lot of the information that you would get would really apply to like franchise interest overall. That's March 6th, 12 to 1. Then we have the Texas Storytelling Festival brought to you by our local Tejas Storytelling Association, which you can be a member of. I just learned that today. March 8th through March 11th, which is next week. You guys definitely plan to go. And like Elizabeth said, even if it's just to go for Thursday or Friday night or one segment, Thursday nights and Sunday mornings are free. So you can come get a little taste. And it sounds like you need to go and check it out because there's something for everyone. We also have community event called Caregiver Support Group, March 9th, 12 to 1:30. This is an ongoing support group for individuals and family that are dealing with dementia. Next, we have Retcon Denton, which is a new chamber member, standard user.
Cybersecurity.
Cybersecurity. They are going to be doing a hackathon with the ability to win 500 buckaroos for first place. And there's only 25 seats. So $500, that's a pretty sweet deal for doing what you love. So March 24th, 4 to 9. You can learn more about it here.
It's I looked this up. So it's constructed as kind of like a capture the flag situation, but it's all by hacking into a system that's been made with like certain vulnerabilities.
Yeah.
So these vulnerabilities are hackable, and you're supposed to be able to go in there in a certain amount of time and like go retrieve some bit of code, and that's how you win it.
Fun. We should, whoever wins, we need to have on to talk about like what it was like and like the experience of it, because that's really interesting. And I'm assuming the flags are digital. However, I would not be opposed if like as you hacked it, you got like a little tiny flag like in real life. Like you put it, it's like a sticker that you put on your computer screen, and so you can see who's ahead.
It's purely symbolic.
I will be the sticker flagger.
Nice.
Official name. All right,
like
that's
it.
all we got for community events. Y'all go and post them. We're going to be sharing them every Chamber Coffee Grind, so we would love to hear what you have going on.
And before we finish up, we love to ask our guests about their prepared fun question.
Oh, yes.
So, Elizabeth, I think we had decided earlier.
Prepared fun question.
I love that you. Yes.
That's our theme song for that part. That is the one thing that we actually have a theme song for.
What we had decided earlier, we were going to ask you, what is either your hidden talent, or what do you want as your your hidden talent?
My wished for hidden talent is to be able to make people compassionate.
Oh.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I'd like to zap them and create in them a different kind of consciousness.
Wow.
My superpower would be, hey, I just woke up. It's not all about me.
Oh. Indeed. I wish we could make that happen.
What is one of your current hidden talents? Other than storytelling.
I'm very good at making people cry.
Happy or sad cry?
Well, as a storyteller, I'm very good at making people cry. In fact, I'm sort of thought of as the queen of Kleenex in the storytelling.
Oh, that's
world,
awesome.
You know?
I love that you're known for something, but I don't know that I would want that one.
Oh, you would. Oh, you would.
When you see what power you can wield with it.
Exactly.
This is true. I feel a tear coming on now from laughter.
I do not expect to ever get a corporate sponsorship from an eye makeup company.
We'll work on getting you that Kleenex sponsorship, though.
Unless
I really am visualize. I would get to drive around the country in a van that is all decked out like a Kleenex box, with the Kleenex flapping out of the top of it. I'd pull into small towns and pull out the awning and pull out the stage and
tell stories.
Exactly.
I am telling you that is a brand experience, and you're on to something. And if it was waterproof makeup, it would work.
Do that.
I have to say, though, if we could get the Alice Cooper look to come in, the streaks of black mascara coming straight down.
This is
That
what
would be a
happens when
perfect
you listen
thing.
to Elizabeth with normal mascara. You still look beautiful when you listen to Elizabeth with our Denton Beauty whatever. I didn't want to say a name because I was like, I don't know if we can say that.
Maybe she's born with it.
Maybe she's born with it. Right.
Okay, we're working on that. This needs to happen.
It does. It'd be fun.
This has been really fun.
Well, I sure had a good time with you.
Thank
you
you so much. And we're on next week?
Yes. So this month, we, in order to make up for last month, when various members of our little crew.
The flu got our crew.
Yes, it came around for each one of us.
Except me.
Except
I'm
you.
Immune.
So
I wouldn't be so hasty. If
I know. I need
you.
to knock on wood.
I was like, I don't know if you want to get that cocky.
I need to knock on the best open mic host damn award over there because it's wood. So I'll
Nice.
work on it.
So we decided we're going to go ahead and cram all of those episodes that we missed from February and sprinkle them into March. So we'll be doing this weekly for this month.
And maybe if y'all will come on and view us, maybe we'll do it weekly the next month. Depends on
Such a
how
threat.
much it is. It's like depends on how much viewership we get. If it's worth our Wednesday morning.
That's absolutely.
I mean, Jake has to
Definitely
come up here and deal with us every week now.
Poor
so,
guy.
Thank you, Jake. Shout out to Jake.
He just kind of like me. Well, okay, so I want to thank our guest today, Elizabeth
Yes,
Ellis,
thank
storyteller,
You, Elizabeth.
Thank you.
for coming in and discussing the Texas Storytelling Festival, the
Next
Tejas Storytelling
Thursday.
Association. I'd also like to thank DentonRadio.com for their support, so Jake. And for more information about the Denton Chamber of Commerce, you can check us out at denton-chamber.org. You can follow and friend us on various social media platforms. And please remember to tune in for this month every Wednesday at 10 a.m.
Randy and Travis in the morning.
Yes.
There you go. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Well, thank you for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed the show. Be sure to check out DentonRadio.com for new Denton artists and where they're playing next. While you're surfing the internet, make sure you check out our friends Classic of Denton at ClassicofDenton.com.